Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another card making video. So this video is for Courtney's 10-minute card challenge hop. She picked 10 of us over on her Facebook group to create a card in 10 minutes or less, or as much of a card as you can do. And there are a couple of rules. So the first rule was that you have to make sure a timer is visible in your video. So this is going to be my timer. This is my iPad. I've set it to 10 minutes, and as soon as I hit the start button, you will be able to see the countdown clock. Tested it out. You can pick any supplies, do any type of card that you want. You just can't do any stamping or coloring prior to starting your card, and you can do die cutting. Let me show you guys the supplies I'm going to use. There's a piece of kraft cardstock. This is cut to 5 1/4 by 4. These are 2 Heidi Swap stencils that I just had in my stash that I thought might be good for this technique. We're going to try it out because I've never done dual stencils with this technique. I found this piece of red cardstock randomly on my table, so I thought let's use that up. I'm going to be using Distress Oxide in Seedless Preserves and Blueprint Sketch, and hopefully the red will complement this nicely. This is a random color combination for me. It's not one that I would ever pick, but these are supplies that were on my desk, so I kind of challenged myself to do that too, use supplies that were on my desk. And use Picket Fence Distress ink. We're going to be doing a technique with this and the oxides, so let's see how that works. And then I also challenged myself to use a stamp that I've never used before, and this is the Funny Bones by Riley & Company. Thought this was very appropriate since it is tax season, so I thought this sentiment was super funny. It says, "I'm glad I learned about parallelograms instead of how to do taxes. It has really come in handy this parallelogram season." So I might give this to my accountant. He is fantastic. He always laughs at me because he says that he knows when I go to see him it is the end of tax season because I'm like always late. So he sees everybody in my family and I'm the last one, and he knows that it's almost time that he can sleep again because he works like 24/7 during tax season. We're also going to be using some washi tape to hold the stuff down. So you guys ready? I'm going to go ahead and hit that start button and wish me luck. Ready? Here I go and start. First thing we're going to do is tape the stencil down, and when I tape my stencils down, I like to tape the back of the card base to the back of the stencil, and then tape the stencil down to my work surface. And I know that it's hard to see the actual cardstock on camera because it is kraft and my mat is kraft as well, but you're not really going to be able to need to see it for this first part. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the Picket Fence Distress ink. If you have Distress Oxide, you could use this too. And I'm using one of my makeup brushes to just get the ink on it. And I think I have some red on this, but we'll see. So this is a technique that I did around Christmas time, and I loved the way it came out on kraft cardstock. It's going to be much lighter. I actually just, I don't know if you can see this or not. Oops, I'm taking that out of the camera. Trying not to hit the frame and get that out of frame. I'm just covering all of these triangles with the white distress ink. And then what I'm going to do after all of this is covered, and I'm going to try to get a good coverage of this. I'm sorry, my hand is getting in the way. I'm kind of down one hand. So this is a little bit more difficult for me to do because kind of limited use of my left hand right now. But I wanted to do this video. I was so excited when my name got picked. There were, I think she said 17 of us that, oops, I just have to keep tapping that. Sorry about that, guys. Now you can see the clock. It's like 8 minutes left. Can't believe that 2 minutes have gone by already. So there were, I think, 17 of us that wanted to participate. So I think other people are going to just do these kinds of videos. So you might want to just type in 10-minute card challenge because, you know, other people might actually not be part of this hop, but might be doing this because it's kind of a fun challenge. All right. So now that we have the first layer done, and it has a little bit of a pink tint to it because there was some red on there. So I'm going to shift the stencil ever so slightly to the side so I can see a little bit of the craft. And then I am going to pick another color. I'm going to pick the purple this time. And I am going to ink it up. I'm going to get ink on my makeup brush. And we're going to ink over this. Now you don't have to worry about taking off the white on the stencil. It doesn't really matter if it gets onto, if your brush picks it up. I love the color it's making the stencil. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like a really pretty purpley blue since the stencil is green. So like I was saying, this is for the Courtney's Hop. Every month there's going to be a different one. We just did the Friendship Hop and in February, and this one I believe is for March. So I love this technique. Let me show you guys super quickly what this looks like. Look at how pretty that is. And it looks like it was one stencil, and it looks like you did some really cool technique with it, which we did. But it looks like you used two different stencils, and people are going to be wondering how you got that really, really cool effect on there. All right, I will clean that off later. So I think what we're going to do is take this other stencil. Oh no, my piece fell down. The piece that I was going to use for the sentiment. I'm trying to decide if I want to use this or not, this piece. I guess we should go ahead. Let me just get that piece real quick. I guess we should go ahead and try it. Let's see. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It could get messed up and then I have to do another video. We'll just try this. Let me just actually tape the stencil down to my work surface. It has some washi tape on it, but it's not really steady. Okay, I have 5 minutes left, which half of my time, almost half of my time is gone already, and I feel like, oh wow. This is a really interesting effect. I can't wait to show it to you guys. I'll pick it up and I don't know whether it's ruining it or not, but it's definitely giving it a different look, at least from what I can see, and I can see the stencil, I can't see all of it. Now, distressed oxides are pretty cool when you put them on kraft cardstock because they kind of sit on top of the paper so they don't sink in as much, so you can get still, oh no, it moved on me. You can still get kind of a vibrant look from the colors when they are on a kraft cardstock. My fingers are going to be super, super inky from doing this. I should have used a piece of tape to protect my fingers. I'm trying to get under my stand. Oops, sorry guys, I moved the thing a little bit. Okay, let's see how this came out. You can see a little bit where I moved it, but it is a very, very interesting effect. I'm not sure if I love it or not, but it's definitely different. Never done this before, never done this technique, but you can what's interesting is you can kind of see behind here. I'll put this here so you guys can look at it. So you can kind of see behind, like where the stencil was not, or the stencil was, and you can kind of see like the triangles behind it. So you can see the layers, but then there's all different colors. So it's kind of cool and kind of weird all at the same time. So I'm going to leave that there, and we are going to take this stamp, and this is brand new, so I'm going to peel the back of it off if my hands will work, and then I am going to set this into my Stamp Perfect, and we are going to stamp the sentiment. this. You can get it to stamp. Oh, shoot. Forgot I have to take out the foam pad. Ah! 2.5 minutes left, guys. Oh my goodness. Where has this time gone? I knew this was going to be a tough challenge. Full confession, I tried to do this video earlier, and I tried to do masking and Copic coloring and color blending, and I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I completely overextended myself, and I did not get nearly enough of the card done to even consider showing you the footage, because it just takes me forever. I don't know why I thought I'm one of those kind of people that always thinks, oh, well, I can do all of that in 10 minutes. And I feel like most of us crafters would say the same thing. Oh, yeah, sure, I can, and I put this upside down. I can do that. It's not going to take me that long. I'll be fine. And then you realize that, yeah, that's not true. It takes a heck of a lot longer than you think it will to do everything. So let's see how this looks on here. Well, that's definitely different. This is 100% not a color combination that I ever would have used if it wasn't for the supplies that were just lying around and me wanting to try a new idea. So this is actually a really cool project, because again, a lot of this I never would have done. I wouldn't have done this color combination at all if these supplies were not already sitting out on my desk. So again, this might be like one of those happy accident times. 50 seconds left. And oh, I said I was going to do the corner chomper on these, and I think I said the cloud side. So let's just, hopefully this doesn't ruin it. I just wanted to give it kind of a finished edge that was similar to the edges that were on the front. So you can see it kind of cuts out the notches. 25 seconds. I think I will just get this done in time. And normally I like to do sentiments on the inside, but obviously I am not going to be able to do anything with this one. And I did not put it on straight, but this is the card. And with like 8 seconds to spare, 5, 3, 2, 1, and it's done. So I'm done. I did the card in under 10 minutes. This is funny because this is probably not my style at all. This was very, very random, but I'm kind of liking the way it came out, and it's going to encourage me to experiment more with different colors and supplies and things like this. So I hope you guys like it. Leave comments for me down below on what you guys think. Hopefully you're enjoying this 10-minute hop, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video. Bye!